Ouch. Starting the morning off 350 in the hole. have a small fish pond. They've already tried to build it themselves with a tractor, front end loader, and now they've decided they need an excavator, so here we are. So basically we're going to start out, there's a whole bunch of these limestone boulders, we're going to stack those, and I believe he's going to be over here moving them with his tractor. And then we got a stump, an old palm tree stump that we need to dig out, and then we're going to expand the borders of the pond, make it a little bit wider, try to make it a little bit deeper, slope it in. This particular pond doesn't have any drainage or overflow. You know, it's just something they want to, you know, let the rainwater fill up. I guess it stays full. Even this whole back area behind the house stays full the majority of the year. So they're trying to raise that up and then dig the pond deeper. And then eventually, I think they want to put a well in. So we might come out here and drill a well that they can use to fill the pond up. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to get started moving these boulders, and then we'll dig out this stump, and then we will see what we can do as far as increasing the size of the actual pond. It's not very big, so any increase is going to, you know, make a big difference. the time lapse going. You can see it's just a lot of the same stuff we were doing all day. Just grab a rock, throw a rock, grab a rock, throw a rock. It was very monotonous. I didn't have very much room, so I was doing the same motion over and over and over in the skid steer or excavator, and the hydraulics got hot. There was a couple times that it was ready for a break. But all in all, not bad for a 2017 machine. I have no complaints. It's been a good little excavator. Takeuchi TB290 coming through. You can see the groundwater starting to come up in the pond there. It slowly rose as I was digging today. I have no worries about this pond holding water once we're done. It's pretty much clay. As soon as you're 2 feet down, maybe a foot and a half down, it runs into a brown clay, and then there's a blue clay, and everywhere where there's limestone, it actually has clay underneath the limestone. And a lot of the areas where it is limestone, it's weathered, and if there's no boulders, it's pretty much just weathered limestone with clay. So a good place to put a pond. As you can see, just a ton of boulders. I mean, we thought we were going to have maybe a truckload of boulders to pick up, and every time you would dig a boulder out, you would find another one, and then you'd pick that one out, and then you'd find one underneath it, and it was just, it was like whack-a-mole with boulders. But eventually it got to the point where it just is going to be faster to stack it all as overburden material that we're going to grade out, and then just spread it out with a skid steer tomorrow and the next day if we go into 3 days, and pick out the boulders at that point, because just sitting here and trying to use the thumb and the excavator bucket over and over and over it got to the point where it was just taking too long. Well, that's a wrap for today. We got, I don't know, maybe 3 truckloads of boulders out here. A lot more than we anticipated. Had to go around the edges and pick them out. There's still a bunch more in there, but this is where we're at after today, after day one. Starting to dig out the pond. Hit a clay layer underneath the limestone layer. Looks like we might actually hit groundwater table. You can see water starting to come back in over there in that limestone. I'm gonna finish excavating the rest of the sides out, and then take some of this clay off the bottom and pack in the bank. Although I don't think it's gonna have a problem holding water. Basically just cut a channel. Had to dig this root ball out, old palm root. It was a lot bigger than I expected. Made a pretty big hole. But it's coming along. I'm gonna bring the skid steer out here tomorrow. Start hauling off these piles of topsoil and clay. And then we'll slope the sides or the banks with the grading bucket, and grade out all this soil. Yeah, this whole property over here is low, so there's lots of places to waste it away. But all in all, not bad after one day. TB 290. Put her through it today. She was doing some work. It's definitely would have been nicer to have a bigger machine out here, but with the palm trees where they are, it's really tight. And actually banged into that one a couple times and that one as well. So I just don't think we'd have room for anything bigger. So it is what it is. We'll be back out in the morning and hopefully we can get this thing shaped up.